Welcome to this GiftWorks video. In this video, I want to quickly show you some of the great features that are available to you if you choose to use GiftWorks to help you manage your nonprofit organization. GiftWorks is easy to install and easy to use fundraising software that helps you add and track donors, add and track donations, get at that information using powerful search tools called Smart Lists, communicate with your donors through mailings, and then analyze all that information with helpful reports. Using GiftWorks is easy. To get started, I can simply add a donor, choose the kind of donor I want to add, verify the name information and the salutation and addressee information, provide an address for this donor. GiftWorks can store as many addresses, phones, and emails as you want for a donor. Identify the groups that you want this donor to be a part of. Identify the mailing lists you want this donor to be included in, and then verify all the information. If I wanted to provide more details, I could go ahead and click the Add More Details to this donor link, or just click the Finish button to go and view this donor information. I can view all the donor information using all these tabs across the top that provide me all the fields that are available for all my donors. If I click on the Relationships tab, I can actually build a web of relationships that exist between all the donors in my GiftWorks database. I can then also add unlimited notes and tasks for every donor. You'll notice that the Donations tab is gray because I don't have any donations, which in a moment we're going to go ahead and add. To do so, I'm going to go back to my donor dashboard. I'm going to find the donor I want to add. In this case, I'm going to add a donation for Steve Faithful. I'm going to right-click and simply say Add a Donation. I'm adding a donation, but I could also add a pledge, which is just a pre-scheduled list of donations that are going to be given. I'm going to add the donation, choose the payment type, click on Next. I could specify that this gift was given in honor or in memory of someone, and then I could also choose to match this gift by another donor. I can then choose the acknowledgement options. I can use one of the built-in mailing lists to acknowledge this letter, which I'm going to go ahead and do, or I could go ahead and manually acknowledge it now as well. I'm going to click on Next, which will allow me to modify the other donation information, things like who is responsible for soliciting it, is it directed or restricted, and then provide some additional notes. There's also other fields that you can specify for every donation. When I'm done with that, I can simply click on Save. So I have a donor that I've added, and now I've added a donation for this donor. I can go ahead and view that at the Donations dashboard, which you'll see at the top, this $100 gift for Steve Faithful. When I'm ready, I can go ahead into the mailing section of GiftWorks. If you remember, when I added the donor, I also included him in a Welcome Letters mailing list. This Welcome Letters mailing list contains donors that are new to my organization that I want to welcome using a letter. To get started with that, I'm simply going to click on Sending a Mail. I can specify the different options. In this case, I can either choose to send an email, send letter only. In this case, I'm going to send letters and labels. If I had enough recipients or enough letters I needed to send out, and I was using GiftWorks Premium, I could go ahead and use the USPS discounted mailing support that's built in. I can choose the recipients that are going to receive this letter. In this case, I only have one recipient in my mailing list, in my Welcome Letters mailing list. I can choose the letter that I want to use. I'm going to use the built-in new member thank you letter. GiftWorks ships with a number of built-in letters, but you can go ahead and create your own. I'm going to click on Next. I can preview this letter. Previewing the letter just allows me to ensure that all the content of the letter is correct. I can preview the labels as well, and when I'm ready, I can click on Generate Mailing, which will then go ahead and produce all the letters and labels. When I click on Next, I can finish up my mailing by printing or saving these letters, and then once again printing or saving the labels. I want to record this mailing in this donor's history, and I'm going to do it saying that I sent that a mailing was sent based on the Welcome Letters mailing list. I can provide a description and when it occurred, and then because of this list is special, I only want to send out I only want to send a letter to this donor one time. I'm going to go ahead and remove this recipient from the Welcome Letters mailing list. When I'm done with that, I can click on Done, verify that I've sent my information out. I can go back to my donor dashboard, double-click on Steve, go to his Notes and Task area, and see the fact that he's been sent a mailing, and it was the mailing based on the Welcome Letters mailing list. I can also go back to the mailing section, and I can produce the thank you letters that are needed for the donations that have been added. So I can click on the thank you letters list, go to the recipients page. I can see that Steve is included in there. I'm going to uncheck everyone else so that I simply send a thank you letter for Steve's donation. I'm going to click on the select letter to view the thank you letter that I want to use. Once again, I could choose one of the built-in ones, or I could go ahead and add my own. I'm going to use the gift thank you letter. Click on Next. Preview this. I can preview the letter to make sure it looks okay. And when I'm ready, I can generate the mailing. When I click on Next, one of the options that I can choose is that I'm going to use this letter to acknowledge the donations that were sent as part of this mailing. So in this case, I want to see it's going to be the donation thank you letters acknowledgement that was sent on this day and this time. So after I go ahead and print or save the letters and then print or save the labels, and I've sent these out, I'm going to click on Done to mark now that this donation has been acknowledged as part of the donation thank you letters mailing list. I'm going to click on Done, verifies that I've done all that. I'm going to go to my donations dashboard. I can see this gift of $100 that I just acknowledged. I can double click on it. I can scroll to the bottom, and you'll see that this was acknowledged today using the donation thank you letters mailing list. You'll notice below that it says donation has not been receipted. I could go back to the mailing section and click on the receipt link to then produce receipts for the donations. Now once I've done that and I've entered donors and donations, I've communicated with them through mailings, I might want to get at that information using a powerful search tool in GiftWorks we call Smart Lists. Smart Lists are dynamic lists of information that can be saved so that at a later time you can bring up that list that would include dynamic amounts of pieces of information that meet the criteria that's defined in the Smart List. Let me show you that real quick. I'm going to simply create a Smart List of donors that their total gift amount, their total gift history, their total donations, is less than $1,000. Actually, I'm just going to lower this to $500. Click the Next button, and by doing that, I see a list of donors who have given less than $500. And if I scroll down, I know that Steve Faithful is going to be on that list because he's only given $100 totally. I can click on Next, and I can save this as donors who have given less than $100. And when I save this Smart List, now I can see the contents of the Smart List, but at any point, when I go to my Smart Lists, I can say View All Smart Lists, and I can click on this link, Donors Who Have Given Less Than $100. And anytime a donor is added, or anytime a donor has either given less than $100 or goes over $100 in their giving, it will dynamically affect the donors that appear on this list. So these aren't static lists, these are dynamic lists that intelligently look at the criteria that defines the list and then creates a list based on that. So I'm going to go ahead and once I have this list of donors who have given less than $100, then I can go ahead and do different things. I could export this list. I could update all the items in this list, meaning I could do global functions across GiftWorks based on all these donors, like add all these donors to a specific group or add them to a mailing list, or I could send them a mail right now, send mail to these donors. I could print a list of labels, print a label list for these with a click of a button. I can simply produce a whole sheet of labels for all those donors if I wanted to mail to them right away. And once I'm done with that, I can do other things with this list as well. Once I'm done with that, I can also do other things like editing the Smart List if I wanted to change the criteria for this. And so I can use these lists for powerful features within GiftWorks that allow me to do things with Smart Lists that can, whether it be for communication or for research, for a better understanding of my donor and donation information. Once I've done all that, I'm also able to better understand my donors and donations through reports. In reports, I can view donor reports or I can view donation reports. Within each of these, we just simply categorize a list of reports that are available to you. So you can look at things like Donors by Smart List, which allow you to simply look at a Smart List of donors in a list format. You can do other things like donor summary sheets. Donor summary sheets allow you to create perhaps call sheets. I'm going to cancel this, but you'll see GiftWorks can provide a one-page per donor list of all your donors so that you can use this for calling or research type information. Back in reports, you can also do things like source of new donors. Source of new donors can provide a list view of the donors, or it can also provide helpful charts like a pie chart that gives, as long as I have correct information on all my donors, I can view a helpful chart to better understand in a graphical sense all my donor and where my donors have come from. Most reports have some multiple views, whether it be a pie chart or a bar chart or a plain old list report. You can export all reports to an Excel format. I can also, back in donor reports, we have special reports, things that have a little bit more powerful features as part of the reporting capability. Things like, if I scroll down, donors by giving level. Donors by giving level allow you to define a customized list of donor giving levels so that you can create, not only by clicking on the customize link, you can create your own list of giving levels that can be helpful as you have to identify your donors based on different levels. Under reports, I can also view donation reports, which allow you to view all different kinds of reports based on your donation information, whether it be historical or simply a cross-section or analysis of donation, whether you want to do it by campaign, fund, appeal, and so on. So all the reporting that we provide to you in GiftWorks helps you better understand your donor and donation information that you've worked hard to collect. GiftWorks is fully customizable as well. In the settings area, you can customize a number of the fields that are available within GiftWorks. You can set up accounting to interface with QuickBooks or some other tools. You can set up security to better protect your donor and donation information. And then we have additional settings and tools to do powerful things like batch entry and like global changes to your GiftWorks information. So I hope this quick overview has been helpful as you seek to use GiftWorks for your organization, and we trust that in some small way, GiftWorks can help you accomplish your mission. Thanks for watching.